start up there and zip all the way down there. I don't have a fear of heights. I just have a fear of falling. Clicking on this video, I really appreciate it. Today, I get to complete the trifecta of zip lines here in Las Vegas. Now, I've already done Slotzilla at the Fremont Street Experience. I'm all bundled in. Go! Oh yeah! And I've done the Rio zip line that starts at 500 feet. On the count of three. Today, I am at the only zip line on the Las Vegas Strip. This is Fly LINQ. Now you can go ahead and purchase your ticket at the kiosk. For today, it's $30, and then there's a $3.50 handling fee. So it's $33.50. But because I'm a Vegas local, I'm gonna see if I can get a discount at the ticket booth. Hi, are there any discounts for locals?
Locals is 20%.
20%?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
and just show you my driver's license?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Do you know any of the rules about GoPros?
It should be fine.
So that's about $6. So instead of 30, it's gonna be about $24 plus the processing fee. Now, I usually ride zip lines by myself, but fortunately today, Jordan and Ashden from Show Me Vegas reached out to me. Now, they're on YouTube and Facebook. Links down in the description. Jordan.
Yep.
Nice to meet you. Ashden.
Yep, nice to meet you.
Nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you again. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Not in an elevator sometimes.
I actually ran into them back in June 2021 at the Resorts World grand opening. Go ahead and plug your channel.
Show Me Vegas.
Show Me Vegas. All right, guys.
We started out on Facebook. We're mostly on Facebook, but we're also on YouTube.
Time to mask up. Are you guys excited?
Heck yeah, we are.
Shoot, yeah. Especially because we're locals for the day.
I actually was able to get them the locals discount, so they're Las Vegas. We're here early. We are the first ones going. Fingers crossed that they already did their maintenance.
Fingers crossed.
We
Fingers
think we
crossed.
saw them testing it, so it should be good to go.
Okay, this feels familiar. So these are the tablets that you're supposed to use to fill out the liability form, correct? Due to liability issues, they will not let me use my GoPro, even though it's a wrist strap mount. So I guess you'll just have to see this at the end. All right, so let's see how high up we are. We are 12 stories is what they said.
Oh, okay.
I think it's 114 feet. Everything that you have goes in this bag, and then I can get on the ride. Goodbye. Well, that was the ride. It probably lasted 30 seconds. It was all right. This gentleman beat me by, I think I was just starting and he was done. Ashley did really good though. Tip for ladies, put your hair in a hair tie.
The hat couldn't go either.
We had to put everything away. I'm gonna reserve my review for when we're away from the staff. This is where you pick up your photos. So Jordan and Ashden did a pass on the photos.
I did. I was not the most photogenic.
She was very super critical.
I looked impossibly sweaty. Impossibly sweaty. I had to take my hat off.
It was the
not
nerves.
pretty. It was not a pretty sight.
What did you think of the ride?
All right. I thought it was fun. It was a fun experience. I don't know if I would pay for it again.
I think it's probably, if we weren't locals today, that would have been about $1 a second down the
Yes,
slide.
literally.
It would have been $30 and it took about 30 seconds. It was fun. Wasn't terribly fast, except for me, I was going fast. But I mean, it was fun. I think it was worth it maybe one time. I certainly wouldn't do it again, I don't think.
No, and no one seemed to know a lot of the information. We couldn't film or do anything, so that was the only other bummer.
Yeah, no GoPros allowed. They don't have theirs, and you can't use yours. So that's a bit of a bummer because you want to be able to remember it more than just what's up here.
Daytime or nighttime?
I think I would do nighttime.
Night.
Plug your channel.
So we started on YouTube. I think our first video really was from 2018, but that was just like a tester we put out there. We were really just on Facebook.
Yeah.
And we decided to try to move into the YouTube market because we just watched a bunch of vloggers, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to do it as a hobby.
More of a hobby.
We come out about 4 times a year, and we have filled up a lot of memory cards on this particular trip, so hopefully we've got a lot of videos coming out soon. So we're from Missouri. That's where we came up with the Show Me Vegas. Missouri is the show me state. You probably didn't know that unless you're from Missouri. So we incorporated that into the logo and just thought that was a clever way to kind of differentiate because there were so many Vegas channels out there on YouTube. We wanted to try to differentiate a little bit. Be sure and go out and check out our channel. We're Show Me Vegas on YouTube, at Show Me Vegas Mo on Facebook. We're out there as well. Stop by, give us a like and a sub. We'd love to have it.
Be sure you check out Jordan and Ashden's channel, Show Me Vegas. It is kind of loud here, so what I'm going to do is head home and give you my assessment of all 3 zip lines here in Las Vegas. We're back in my studio where it's definitely quieter than the Strip and the LINQ Promenade. So let's break down all 3 zip lines here in Las Vegas. Let's start with price. Slotzilla costs $59, but that's in the superhero position, or what they call prone. Now with the $59, you do get 4 digital downloads, and I'm not going to include any of the service fees. We're just talking core prices. The Rio is $20. Now I found that on Groupon, so I'll put a link down below in the description. That $20 included digital download photos. I believe there were only 2. And then Fly LINQ, $30 at the kiosk, at the ticket booth. Now you'll find it on Groupon for $33.50 because they're including the service fee. So for price, Slotzilla is 3 times more than the Rio and twice as much as the LINQ. Second criteria was view. I mean, what does it look like when you're at the top? Slotzilla has an awesome view of Fremont Street and the experience, especially when you hit the canopy. Well, you don't hit it. Rio and Fly LINQ both do the same thing, but they face a different direction, which is away from the Strip. So Rio has a great view of the entire Vegas Valley, but the ride itself, you're facing west towards the mountains, which, I mean, it's still beautiful, but the Strip is behind you. Same with Fly LINQ. You start out on Las Vegas Boulevard and you zip down towards the high roller, the Ferris wheel. And as you zip, you're kind of looking down the promenade, but you need to be in the center because if you're off to the sides, you're really zipping over the building tops or the roofs. Not much to see really. So definitely Slotzilla wins for the views, especially once you go under that canopy. It's pretty amazing unless you get stuck. Then they have to come out and rescue you. Now, honorable mention for the Rio because the boarding area is also the nightclub and the lounge. It used to be called the Voodoo Nightclub and Lounge. Now that has a great view all the way around, so it's pretty much unobstructed except for the zipline ride. Now, for whatever ride you choose to zipline, I would do it at night because it just looks better. I mean, with all the lights on the Strip and downtown and all around. During the daytime it is neat, but it's much prettier at night for sure. Now the most important thing for me on a thrill ride is how high are you when you start and how fast do you go. So what I did is I went back through the GoPro footage of Slotzilla and the Rio and calculated based on the time and the distance how fast we were traveling. Now all 3 zip lines advertise an average of 33 miles per hour. Fly LINQ, I'm going to have to take the ride operator's word for it. They said 30 seconds is how long the duration was. For Slotzilla, let's start there. It's 114 feet high and you travel 1,700 feet in distance over 40 seconds. That calculates to about 29 miles per hour. Rio Zipline, you're at 500 feet and travel 800 feet. Now that's there and back, so you do go backwards on that ride. And that was a total of 70 seconds, but in one direction, it was 20 seconds. That calculated to about 27 miles per hour. And finally, Fly LINQ, you're at the same height, 114 feet, but you travel 1,121 feet. and that's 30 seconds. That calculated to about 24 miles per hour. So Fly LINQ was definitely slower, and again, rider weight and wind conditions may impact your speed. So based on those calculations for speed, Slotzilla wins, and it's a longer distance. Then of course the last criteria is customer service. How did they make me feel about getting on a thrill ride? Hands down, the staff at the Rio Zipline was the best from start to finish. And I'm talking about purchasing your ticket until once you leave the experience. Very friendly, very helpful, very reassuring that you weren't going to fall. Really lighthearted too.
This is
Let's
Joseph.
go.
He's our maintenance
Zipline.
manager.
Yep.
Right here.
Maintenance. I
That's
made sure
JT.
they came back safe.
Yeah, he sure did. The other two, Slotzilla and Fly LINQ, the staff was mediocre. I mean, from purchasing your tickets, answering your questions, they were indifferent. Once you got up there and had to get dressed up or suited up in your harness, then that staff was really good. They too were reassuring, made sure you understand all the rules, told you what to do, were very friendly. Still, I think Rio has the best customer service and staff. Now, your mileage may vary. I know times dictate the kind of staffing levels they have. But again, based on my experience, Rio was the best. So in my opinion, who had the best zipline? Well, for me, it's a tie between Slotzilla and the Rio. Now, I know on the Rio I said you can't see the strip, but that height, that adrenaline rush you get once you start going, it's pretty scary. And then when you go backwards, I mean that rush also. But the Slotzilla, once those gates go down and you start zipping down that line, I mean, it is a rush. And it was really windy. I remember my eyes drying out just because that wind rushing in your face. And then once you go underneath the canopy, that's pretty cool. So those two were different, but for me, they still had the same amount of exhilaration. Fly LINQ, well, sorry, you were last. Kind of like the high roller was last in my 3 best views of the Las Vegas Strip video. So if you're coming out to Las Vegas and you want to do the zip lines, definitely do Slotzilla. But then also think about the Rio. I mean, it's 20 bucks. That's a third of the price of what you're paying for Slotzilla. Well, that will do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below if you've done all 3 zip lines, which one was your favorite. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.